Hallo zusammen, I'm your Vlog Dave. I'm personally of the opinion that names are a really interesting topic. Pretty much all of them can tell a certain story or carry a specific meaning, and some of them even carry, well, more than just one meaning. Indeed, there are some German names that have evolved a certain negative association to them, a negative connotation or meaning even. So let's talk about 5 of those names and possible reasons for this today. And just a little disclaimer. You can call the 5 following names German names in a way. Some of them are genuinely German, while others do have a different origin. Either way, at some point all of those 5 following names were really popular in Germany. Alright, so let's begin. Number 1. Kevin. Now, this might come as a surprise in many ways. First of all, yes, Kevin is also a pretty common German name for boys nowadays. However, I'd say a more or less strong negative connotation to this name has been evolving in Germany since the 1990s onwards. And although I'm well aware of this, to be honest, I was a bit shocked about the amount of similar results on Google for this name. There's even an article by the German magazine Tagesspiegel that's titled "Kevin ist kein Name, sondern eine Diagnose." Kevin isn't a name, but rather a diagnosis, implying the name itself seemingly reflects negative attributes of boys with that name. The Mitteldeutsche Zeitung published an article called "Kevin hat's schwer, wie Namen die Karriere beeinflussen." Kevin's got a hard time, how names can influence a career. Often the name Kevin gets associated with low education, poverty, learning problems, ADHD, and those kinds of things. Of course, this perception is somewhat of a generalized stereotype, a cliché even, but I'm afraid it's stuck in many Germans' heads nowadays, and this name is not the only one with such a rather negative reputation. In today's online world, the term Alpha Kevin has become even more common. It underlines the negative connotation this name seems to have. Number 2. Otto. Otto is a good example of a pretty old and nowadays totally outdated German name for boys. From what I've heard, this might not be that well known among Americans or foreigners in general, so this might come as a surprise to you. I know that especially all German names tend to be somewhat fascinating for foreign people, for many reasons obviously. One being the own ancestry, for instance, or historic events, for instance talking about Otto von Bismarck. Interestingly enough though, there is a common tendency towards using particular outdated German names as colloquial insults in certain social groups, for instance among teens or young adults. You might very well hear some young Germans say something like "Ey du Otto," e.g. to someone from their peer group, or even a stranger that they don't see face to face. Or you might witness someone saying something like "Was ist denn das für ein Otto?" which implies this person in question is judged as being pretty stupid. The linguist Gabriele Rodriguez says, bei einer großen Anzahl Ottos ist die Wahrscheinlichkeit natürlich höher, dass einer negativ auffällt und der Name dadurch zum Schimpfwort wird. According to her, Otto is used as an insult or a negative word only in the Ruhrgebiet area. I don't know if that's totally true though. Maybe fellow Germans watching this can tell us in the comments if this name has a bad reputation in their region of Germany as well. There's probably more to all of this, and the article I found while doing some research is pretty interesting in general. Find a link to it in the video description. Number 3. Jacqueline. This example might be a bit more special, since this name also tends to get willingly pronounced wrong in certain contexts, in order to underline the negative connotation it seemingly has. In this case, Germans might say Jacqueline or something like that, as opposed to the correct pronunciation Jacqueline. The German Wikipedia says, ab der Jahrtausendwende ist seine Beliebtheit allerdings sehr schnell und stark zurückgegangen. Eine erstmals 2014 vergebene Variante dieses Namens in Deutschland ist Jacqueline. Again, I don't really know why that is or how this came about, especially not since Jacqueline was one of the most popular names for German girls in the 90s. Number 4. Horst. Horst is used pretty much in the same vein as Otto by some people, although there is a more specific saying that features this name especially. Du machst dich grad zum Horst. A general form of this would be sich zum Horst machen. Again, this name tends to get associated with negative things, negative character traits for instance, like stupidity, low intelligence, or having social problems. And while I don't know a Horst personally, I do know of at least one to which those aspects definitely do not apply. I'm talking about Horst Lichter, a popular German TV cook and host of the antiquities show Bares für Rares, which is one of my favorite German TV shows, and he is one reason for that. And number 5. Chantal. In this context, this name is similar to Jacqueline. Sometimes people even combine both names in order to express a greater amount of negativity or an insult. They might say Jacqueline Chantal or something like that. I'd like to be honest though, because I myself have also used Otto in order to refer to some public figures that have done something obviously stupid. This doesn't mean that I think bad about people with those names in general, especially not since I'm not a fan of generalizations at all. In fact, I know a few people with the name Kevin and most of them are totally ordinary, cool people for instance. On the other hand though, I once did know someone with the name Jacqueline who was a pain in the ass in a way. And no, this wasn't an ex-girlfriend of mine. So I wonder, what's your take on all of this? Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and to share it with other people. And if you want to support this channel even more, check out my Patreon page. A little tip per video can make a difference and help me a lot. Also feel free to follow me on social media. I'm your Vlog Dave, tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.